Boys, UFC Fight Night Barboza versus Murphy is taking place Saturday, May 18th, just a few days away. And this is one of the weaker Fight Night cards, in my opinion, in recent memory. Does that mean it's going to be a bad card? No, but definitely not as stacked or not as much name value or any of that than last week's card. But who knows, maybe it can surprise us. Let's quickly go through every single fighter on this card. I'm gonna give you guys my rare predictions, how I think they're gonna win. And I think we're gonna speed run this one, mainly because, like I said, it's a very weak card. Not that much. I'm not that interested in like 90% of these fights, I'm not gonna lie. So let's quickly speed run these fights. Opening up the prelims, we have Vanessa Demopoulos taking on Emily Ducote. Emily Ducote, the longer reach, she has more of an output in her fight. She definitely throws way more than Vanessa Demopoulos does. But with that being said, I don't know how this woman keeps on winning. Vanessa Demopoulos has won majority of her fights by some robbery decision. So that being said, let's keep that train going. I'm going Vanessa Demopoulos by a robbery split decision. Let's move down bantamweight division. Alateng taking on Rodrigues. Alateng, in my opinion, the better striker. He has fought a lot more elite level competition than someone like Rodrigues has. Back before he was signed to the UFC, he did fight Song Yadong, so he's already fought a lot of high level competition, unlike Rodrigues. But Rodrigues does have more power, more explosive. But with that being said, he does gas out more. With that being said, half of Alateng's wins do come from decision, and more than half of Rodrigues' wins come from TKOs. I think Alateng is going to be able to survive the first round. Rodrigues most likely will start gassing out throughout the second and third, and Alateng will get an easy, probably 29-28 decision win. Moving down women's strawweight division, we have Piera Rodrigues taking on Ariane Carnelossi. Now, you cannot tell me that this woman isn't on the sauce. Ariane having some bodybuilder-like arms, the bowling ball shoulders. It's also been 2 years since she last fought, but Rodrigues, more output. I just think Rodrigues is going to get this. Usually, I do favor the woman on the sauce, but I just think all around, Rodrigues is just the better fighter out of the two. Plus, like I said, it's been 2 years since Ariane has fought. And give me Rodrigues by a TKO win. Very surprising TKO win in women's MMA. But 50% of Rodrigues' wins come from TKO KO wins and 64% from the Ariane side. So Ariane coming in here, a little bit of that ring rust. Give me Rodrigues by a mid-second round TKO win. Let's move on. Abus Magomedov taking on Warlley Alves. Abus being the taller, having the higher reach advantage, where Warlley Alves is the way more explosive fighter. But with that being said, he's a more explosive fighter, but he doesn't typically put the pressure on people. He's usually the one backing up more and more. He's coming off a TKO loss, where Magomedov, on the other hand, let's be realistic, he's a good fighter, but he got fast-tracked to the top way too early, coming off a 2-fight losing streak. This is a very good bounce-back win for him. Give me Abus Magomedov, round 1 TKO. Let's move down women's bantamweight division. Tamires Vidal taking on Melissa Gatto. Melissa Gatto, very underrated. She's had a lot of very close fights to some higher level women's fighter like Tracy Cortez. She had a very close fight with Tracy, ended up losing that fight, but regardless, it was a close fight. Gatto does have the better grappling, in my opinion. I think eventually she's gonna get Vidal down and get some sort of rear naked choke. Give me early round 3 rear naked choke as Vidal is trying to stand back up to her feet. Moving up to the lightweight division, Victor Martinez taking on Tom Nolan. Tom Nolan, the taller, the longer reach, and Victor Martinez, coming off his last fight, was a TKO loss round number 1 against Jordan Levitt. If you're getting TKO'd against Jordan Levitt, I don't know how the hell you're going to compete in the UFC after that. But with that being said, I'm not picking the man who got TKO'd against Jordan Levitt. Give me Tom Nolan by a first round TKO. Let's keep moving on. Umar Sky taking on Ducote. Omar Sy, the undefeated fighter, he is more explosive. He's fought the hardest competition. In my opinion, Ducote's only fought Kent in his career so far. Omar 9-0. 6 of those wins are coming from a first round finish. Give me Omar Sy by a first round TKO win. Let's move on to the main card now. Luana Pinheiro taking on Angela Hill. Angela Hill has to be one of the most consistent women's fighter there is in the UFC. Every single fight, she's just very consistent all throughout her whole career. But she's had a bunch of robbery losses. I think a lot of people are looking at that 16-13 fight record and counting her out in this fight. But let's be realistic, so many of those losses have been robbery losses. She should have won so many of them. But in my opinion, she's just better everywhere. Again, getting massively overlooked in this fight. And yeah, give me Angela Hill by a dominant 30-27 decision. Moving up, we have Adrian Yanez taking on Vanessa Salvador. Now this realistically is one of the easiest bounce back fights for Adrian Yanez. I guess they're still trying to push him, still trying to promote him, giving him a really easy bounce back win in Salvador. Yanez did come into the UFC with a shit ton of hype. He's lost a good chunk of that. He just hasn't been able to live up to the expectations we had for him. That being said, like I said, this is a good bounce back win for Yanez. Give me first round TKO win for Adrian Yanez. If Salvador can pull this off, which he can, you know, I'm not fully writing him out. I see this ending. One of these guys are getting knocked out. And if Salvador does knock out Yanez, I think it's time to call it a career for Adrian Yanez, but I'm putting my money on Adrian Yanez. Let's move over into the welterweight division. The Rock's favorite fighter, Themba Gorimbo taking on Ramiz. Gorimbo, the taller fighter, the bigger reach. He has a better, in my opinion, a better finishing IQ than Ramiz. Don't get me wrong, I think this is going to be a very close fight. However, if there are opportunities for a finish, I think it's going to be more on the Themba side. I think he'll be able to find those finishing moments, more explosive. He's locked in right now. He was homeless. You guys know the whole backstory with Themba. Homeless, had no food, had no money. The Rock gave him a house. We already know the backstory. He is locked in at this point. Give me Themba by a close 29-28 decision. Do I see there an opportunity for Themba to get the finish? I do, but more likely than not, I could see it going to the full 15 minutes and Themba getting the decision win. Let's move over to the co-main event in the welterweight division. Chaos William taking on Carlston Harris. Another pretty close fight, this one in the welterweight division, but in my opinion, Carlston Harris is just all around better takedowns, more explosive, has some submission threats on the ground, better just everywhere. Chaos William probably hits harder, but with that being said, again, give me another decision win. I don't think this is going to be a super exciting, explosive fight. I don't think anyone's getting dropped. I think we can see Carlston Harris taking down Chaos Williams a few times throughout the fight, holding him down, ground and pound there. I don't think he's going to finish the fight. Give me another 29-30-27 decision win for Carlston Harris. Let's move over to the main event, finishing off this fight card, featherweight division, Edson Barboza taking on Lerone Murphy. Now, Murphy, this will 100% be his hardest test so far in the octagon. Currently undefeated. There hasn't been that many dominant wins on Murphy's record, but Edson Barboza, he's the way more experienced fighter out of the two, having countless main event spots. This one being Murphy's very first. In my opinion, he's coming into his second prime. We all saw the photos a few months back when you saw the left. This man, more likely than not on the sauce. We saw that complete body transformation. He just looked jacked out of nowhere. And because of that, because more likely, in my opinion, Barboza is on that sauce, on that secret juice, I think he's going to find either the chin or the body of Murphy, put him down, TKO, KO win. Give me around late third round TKO win. I could see Edson Barboza going to the body a lot during this fight. Body kicks, spinning body kicks, and then when Murphy's hurt to the body, or at least feeling it to the body, covering up more than usual, give me like a spinning kick to the temple while Murphy's thinking it's coming to the body. I'm seeing a highlight reel KO win for Edson Barboza coming into his second prime, like I said. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this one was a little bit hard to make. I didn't have that much motivation making this one just because, in my opinion, this is a very lackluster fight card. But regardless, still gonna watch it. And then the next day, Tyson Fury versus Usyk. Definitely more excited to watch that one. But regardless, let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of this fight card? Are you excited for it? You know, I'm still gonna end up watching it because that's how it works, but am I the most excited for it? Absolutely not. Thank you guys so much for watching to the end of the video. We're on a goal to hit 500 subscribers. I think by the time this video comes out, we will either have hit the 300 subscriber milestone that I had in the previous video. So thank every single one of you guys who have subscribed. Rare MMA here to stay. We're taking over this year. And yeah, make sure you got those post notifications turned on so you never miss any of my newest videos. And yeah, there's really not that much else left to say except for I will see you guys in my next video.